Welcome, my name's Kathy A, and today I'm going to do a full face makeover of all Sephora brand products. Nothing else. There are 36 products here, I believe, so we're going to go through each one. I'm just going to take you right from the start and from start to finish, and then I'll be back with my thoughts at the end. Okay, here I am. Wow. Okay, let's move this mirror out of your way a little bit so you can see everything I'm doing. All right, let's start with primers. I always put an eye primer on. I always feel, especially with older eyelids, I get sweaty, oily, lots of texture there. So I'm just going to put two or three little dots there, and then I'm just going to use my ring finger and just blend that all in around my eye. This feels very emollient and hydrating. Might even have used too much, I don't know. Let's just see. This is not the first time I've used this, and hopefully this time will go better than last time. So this goes on emollient, but it does dry down. I'm just going to put a tiny bit more in. It does dry down kind of matte, feeling. Doesn't feel greasy at all. And it does feel like there's a slight bit of tackiness. So this is the eye primer. And then this is the face primer, the Smooth Base it's called. We're just going to put a little of that on. I think this is a gel formulation. I have a lot of texture and skin damage from years of sun worshipping and not taking care of my skin. Hangover mornings. This feels lovely, actually. This absorbed immediately into my face and looks. I can't believe how smooth my face feels now. This is quite nice, and this is the Sephora Smooth Base. My skin feels baby soft. Unbelievable. Wow. Okay, I'm going to tell you about this makeup. I'm not going to put this one on. This is the Clean Glowing Skin Foundation. This was a hot mess when I tried it the other day. I'm just going to put a little on my hand so you can see it. It is a horrible foundation. It is not age friendly. I'm not sure who it's friendly for. Maybe somebody with really oily skin. There's not very much coverage. There's no scent to it, which is nice, and I guess that's the clean thing, but that's where it ends as far as the compliments here. Packaging is not bad. This feels nice on the skin, but on my skin it just accentuated pores. It went into the lines. It was patchy. It clung to dry bits, and I had a very well moisturized face. So this was a total fail, and this is the Clean Foundation from Sephora. I'm not even going to put it on. Now this is another story, and a lot of people like this, and I tried it, I think it was last year or the year before. It made one of my top lists for the end of the year. I'm just going to put 2 squirts of this. I have color 15.5N. And I'm going to use a fancy schmancy Sephora brush. These are $30. Some of them are $34. Now this is the brush. It is a foundation brush. It's flat top, duo-ended, feels high quality, good weight. So I'm just going to, maybe I'm going to dot this on my face first. The brush out as well. I haven't used this brush before. I just picked it up today. I had gone into a Sephora that's in a Kohl's, and they are not really ready yet. They didn't have half their inventory ready. The girls were all like millennial girls making minimum wage. They weren't very they were interested in what they were interested in, but you know, this old lady comes in, they just didn't know what to do with me. And you know, I just kept getting a chirpy, "Are you finding everything okay?" You know, it's like, no. And then if you say it, it really throws them off when you say that. Okay. So this is called the Best Skin Ever, shade 15.5, and it seems to be a pretty good match for my skin tone, actually. There's no demarcation line here going down the neck, so that's a nice sign. For winter, I don't think it's good to wear a much darker shade. You know, you don't want to look too clown-faced, and you don't want too much of a separation of color from your face to your neck and décolleté. So I'm not sure if I need another coat or not. I think some of the redder spots, and my chin is always so red, and I always like to get around my my mouth because I have all those lines around my mouth. The brush feels a bit stiff to me, and the one that was on display must be because everybody's touched it and they splayed it out, but it doesn't feel long enough. The bristles don't feel long enough to buff properly, but it seems to be doing a good job. I'm going to move on to concealer. And this is the Sephora Make No Mistake concealer. And I think I may have gotten too light of a color. I'm just going to put this on the board here. Yeah, it looks to be about a shade, a full shade lighter than the, yeah, full shade, almost 2 shades lighter than the foundation. So I'm going to put this on with a foundation concealer brush. Let's see what I have here. Okay. So I think that lightened and brightened quite nicely. I'm going to use this Sephora, this is a baked setting powder. This is made in Italy, and they bake the powder. It starts off as a liquid, and they bake it on terracotta tiles so that it's quite emollient. So as a powder, I'm just going to use a powder puff, and I'm just going to tap it around my eye area, around my St. Bernard gels area. This feels a little bit dry, a little bit powdery. I'm not sure it feels, it's not as emollient as like Laura Geller's powders. Her powders are baked in Italy also in the makeup. So this is a buildable powder, and it can be used as a foundation. The color is 25 beige, and it is slightly warm, but it works okay with me because I'm a warm neutral kind of skin type. I'm going to use this. This was a gift to Rouge members a year or two ago. This is actually their number 56 brush, but they 2018 it says Rouge. I don't know what's going to... I made Rouge for next year too, but I didn't make Diamond at Ulta. Ulta says I still need to spend $1,100 to make Diamond. Don't hold your breath, Ulta. It's November, okay? All right, so this is like the number 56. I'm going to use this for the bronzer. And this bronzer is Mallorca. Okay. Now, as a bronzer, it's kind of a winter bronzer because it's a lighter, it's not like that gray, darker bronzer. And of course, you know, under the lights at Sephora, everything has a slightly different color to it. I have been screwed so many times because I liked something under the lights in the Sephora display And then when I went to try it on at home, it looked nothing like it did in the lights. It always happens with lipsticks. Lipsticks just do not. All right, so this is a number 2 Mallorca, and it's not bad as a bronzer. It's okay. Again, a little dry. I'm going to switch off to another brush for my blush, and this is English Rose. And these are the duo blushes. These are kind of fancy schmancy blushes. They cost a little bit more. I'm just going to go into both colors, and then I'm just going to kind of swipe up. It's a nice natural look. Of course, under these lights, I need to have a little more blush than I would in real life. And I like to put a little blush around here. It's a very pretty color. English Rose is the name of the color. And it's a powder blush from Sephora. I just picked this up. This is called Dusk, and this is the highlight powder. Very glowy. Wow. It's very glowy, but this is a very kind of a, I always like to put this on with my finger. I don't like to use a brush for my highlight. It's got a little bit of a pinky flesh tone, white girl flesh tone to it, so it's forgiving. It's not bad. I don't see anything special about it where I would want to keep this product. So let me let you see the face. Okay, we're going to move on to the eyebrows. And I did get this, it's an eyebrow pencil. I got the color taupe because the light blonde looked a little too light. So I'm just going to, oh, this is nice. It's a good color for me. I'm just going to make a little bit of a line. I've got hardly any brows, and I don't like to make anything too big because it can look quite clownish on an older lady to have huge, thick, giant brows. And I have like what they call lady brows. Now this is slightly creamy, so it doesn't hold a huge, like prickly looking, thin little hair-like stroke. I mean, I can do a little bit of one, but not really. The taupe is a nice color though. And on the other end of this is, of course, a spoolie. I like it when they have a spoolie at the other end. And I'm just going to brush that up. And they were sold out both on the website and all 4 Sephora stores that I went to of the setting spray. So I'm just going to use something they sell at Sephora, which is the Scandinavia. This is the all-nighter spray. Just going to put that on there. So we have the brows done, and we have the face pretty much ready to go. So we're going to hit the eyes. Now I have some eye pencils and I have some eye palettes. These, but it's nice basic colors. Getting that shininess there. So it looks like a slightly ivory color here. You've got 3 shimmers, a gold, a white, and then a light ivory shimmer, and then you've got transition colors, either a warm mauve transition, or you've got like just a beige light brown, and then you've got a darker shade here. And this is also an I Love palette, but this is a special one, and it's the Bloom series. This one is just a regular I Love technical. I think this is the one they keep in stock. This might be special. I found this to be really orangey, but I found the quality of the shadows in this was really extraordinary, and I'm hoping the quality in these will be just as good. I'm going to dip into both palettes, I think, to create an eye look. I did not get any eye brushes. I'm really sorry from Sephora. I'm just going to tap this in here, and I'm just going to go right down here on the lid with this lighter shade here. Seems to be the larger pan, which is nice, because that's the shade I use the most. I like to set the eye after an eye primer is put on. I like to set it with a matte light cream color. This is the one when people put it on, it doesn't look like they've done anything, but when you get up close you can see something was done. Alright, so now I'm going to use my color switch here. And I'm just going to wipe that off. I'm going to go into the next color. I think I'm going to go into this light tan color here. And I'm just going to go straight across from the start of my eye, straight across and down, straight across and down, straight across and down. I'm over the front and top of that overhang hood. I just have to sort of disguise it somehow, so I'm actually painting over the hood. Most of this color is right over the top of the hood. If I go underneath the hood with the color, it's just going to accentuate the hood over the top, but if you go with a darker shade over the top of the hood, it recedes it a little bit and it doesn't look quite as prominent. I'm going to go back over to my blush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this color and I'm just going to go a little bit up in here and make a edging here with this blush color, just edging it out a little bit. It's adding a little bit of that pink color to this look using the blush. You have to think outside the box sometimes with colors and what you have to work with. Now I think I want to use a shimmer on this look, so I think the shimmers here look awfully nice. I'm going to start with this one in the middle, and this is kind of pretty. I'm just going to use this right here in the center of the lid and just kind of swish it a little back and forth and see what happens with it. I'm kind of sticking my toe in the water here. It's not bad. And I'm going to take this lighter shade. This is a very pretty shade. I'm just going to put this right down here. And I'm flicking it up. I'm just flicking it up here. From the very corner of my eye up. Just flicking it up. And you can see it added a little bit. And I'm just going to put this right up here under the very high point of my brow. I'm not making that stripe. Oh, I hate that stripe. When people do that stripe, that metallic stripe, there's something about that, it just irritates me. Alright, so we're done with those eyeshadow palettes. I've got 3 eye pencils to choose from, and I've got one here that is, this is called Sangria, and this is a wine reference. I think what I'm going to do here is just show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to smear it a little so you can see, and it's kind of a nice purpley color, so it's going to go with our look today. I'm going to use this one. Now these pencils, they're 24-hour pencils. They've compared them with Urban Decay's pencils. I have found, and it happened today, I had to use a wrench to open the packaging. This cap was on here so hard, and there's little indents on it where I had to take the wrench and open it. I couldn't get it off. It was stuck on there so hard. And some of these are duds. Some of them, the formulation of this eye pencil is so soft, it actually smushes to nothing. And sometimes if it's up and you pull the cap off wrong, it flips off the top, you lose it. And that's what happened with this one, which is called Flirting Game. Flirting Game, I had to sharpen it. It looks terrible when you sharpen it. This is Flirting Game. And I'm just gonna smear that out so you can see it. It's kind of a shimmery bronze color, Flirting Game. And then I have a retractable one, which is a brown color, and it's just called brown. This is a retractable waterproof eyeliner, and I'm just going to put that one on there. It's a pretty brown. It has a sponge tip on the other side and a sharpener. So you can use the spongy part to smear it out, and you can use the sharpener on the other end if you want to sharpen the point. But it is retractable, so you can turn it up to, you know, bring it back. Absolutely beautiful. So what I may do, I think I'm going to line with the, I'm going to use that pretty plummy sangria color. I like this, and it goes with my shirt. So I'm just going to just go down here, right along my lash line and up. Just up and down to the halfway point, and I'm pointing that line up. And then I'm going to go underneath Now, if you can't go underneath and line, what you can do is you can take a little brush and you can paint the liner onto the little brush. And you might be able to do it that way with the brush. And that, just leaning it against the lashes on the underside of your lash line. Now this saves this top part so you can see some lid left. And it helps a lot to look into a mirror. There we go. We're having a hailstorm outside. And I'm just going to take a Q-tip. I'm going to just clean up underneath the eye area because some of that darker shadow did in fact transfer. What I'm going to do with this Flirting Game color is I'm just going to go underneath here about halfway. And then I'm going to take this up just a little bit on the top here. I'm going to take a brush, a thin little brush, and I'm going to spray it with some setting spray. And I'm going to go into this pretty light color right here. And I'm just going to stick it right here underneath. And that kind of intensified that color just a little bit. So it's pretty, it's not too over the top, and it's pretty easy to do. Alright, so we have our brows done, eyeshadow pretty much done, and now I'm going to curl the lashes. I'm just going to use Tarte eyelash curler. I usually count to about 8. do like the Tarte eyelash curler. Now this is called Size Up, and this is Sephora's, it's higher rated mascara than the other ones were. I had to look on the website because I don't recall being all that enthused over their mascaras. So I jiggle up, jiggle up, jiggle up. They taught us that at Mary Kay school. I don't sell Mary Kay anymore, thankfully. I think I was the only customer I had after a while there. None of my friends wanted to talk to me anymore because I was trying to sell all the time. This is somewhat of an uncomfortably large brush with long bristles, so it's easy to poke yourself in the eye. It's easy to mess up and get some of the mascara on your lid. But I do see a lot of length here coming up. And that's not bad. I'm impressed with that. It is kind of an hourglass shaped wand, similar to the Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced, and also the Paradise, Lash Paradise in L'Oreal. It's along that vein. Feels very similar actually to both of those. But it's doing better than I thought it would. I'm really impressed actually. It helps too that I added that eyeliner underneath my lash line, because that extends your lashes out too. It's a, you know, optical illusion. Now I don't have false lashes on, but I will put some on. I want you to see this without that. Well, I'm pretty impressed with the mascara. Wow. It's doing a better job than I thought it would. I'll show you up close. It's kind of a nice mascara. What a surprise that was. Wow. This is one of those little lip liners to go. This color is in pink beige. And I think their lip liners aren't bad. I don't recall disliking them. You have to sharpen this kind. But they're only like $6, so that's not bad. That's not bad at all. The other shade I have is more of a nude shade. It's one of the main size ones, and it's a little bit creamier. And this one is something, you know, you see it on the website, and the one I have on my mouth right now is this one, and this is this one, the bigger one, slightly browner tone. That color is called Nothing But Nude. And I'll just draw over the top of the other one with that. And I think I prefer that color to the other one. I like using nude lip pencils because your lipsticks have, you know, there's a versatility there. Now I have I have two lipsticks, two Lip Story glossy lipsticks, and two lip glosses. So I think I'll just demonstrate them one by one. What do you think? I'll start with the light and I'll go darker. This is the light one, and this particular series, these are those pretty silver container lipsticks. This is a very nude color. I can't for the life of me read this tiny little font. This is a font called Line. It's just a line, okay? But this is a pretty, very, very emollient nude. And I believe it's number L22. I will put it above me what it is, but very, very pretty. These feel really nice on the lips. It feels like a high quality lipstick. No taste. It's a creamy look. It's not glossy and it's not matte. It's just a cream kind of lipstick. So that is this one, the L22. So they have a series called Lip Stories, and they're cardboard packaging. These lipsticks are made in Italy, and they're absolutely a joy to wear. These are my favorite of the Sephora lipsticks. They don't have a long staying power, but the Italian thing really kicks in. They've got such a quality, creamy essence to them. This is number 3, called We. We. And I think these were on sale. We, number 3 in the Lip Stories series. Isn't that pretty? This is number 70. And these have a vanilla scent. These are also made in Italy. Extremely creamy. They feel very hydrating. Let me just let me just let it dry to make sure it doesn't go too matte. Very creamy. Number 70. This is very pretty. This is another lip story, and this is in Pisces. And I am a Pisces, so I had to buy the Pisces one. But the Lip Story, again, I love this series. Let's just pull this up. This is a very vibrant coral. So this is a pinky coral, Lip Story in Pisces. Seems to have gone darker since I put it on. I don't know what happened there. Okay. And the last lip product we're going to put on is the one I thought would match my sweater. Number 7, and I believe this is a fuchsia. Here we go. So this is quite a bright fuchsia. So what I do to tone down things like this, like I would not wear this color because it's just way too bright. So I will take like a napkin, tone it down, and then I will take this first shade of the Lip Stories and go over the top. It's a much more manageable fuchsia that way, blending those two together. Beautiful. You can do a thick line or a thin line. I'm just going to line along the edge of my lashes because I'm going to put some false lashes on. And that will fill in so that the skin of my eyelid doesn't show through the false lashes. So we're going to try that. And the false lashes I got are called Demure. And I had to cut some off of each side because they're always way too long. So I had to cut that much off, a lot. So they're quite wide because you don't know who's wearing them either. You know, a lot of men who do drag stuff wear them and they have wide set eyes. A lot of women have wide set eyes. So they have to make them wide and then you can cut them for people who have shorter eyes. I'm going to use their Sephora adhesive. I believe this is in clear. And yes, that's what I'm doing. Painting my eyelids with the glue. And I'm just going to bend the eyelash itself slightly to help with that curve, so it keeps a nice curve. Here we go. To take, this is actually also a Sephora product. It is an eyelash melder. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but I'm just going to mash it close into my other lashes. Sephora nail polish. This is 4 days old, and usually my OPI, my SE, all of them just get ragged on the edges. They don't get shine. They don't keep their shine. This Sephora in Flirting Game is the name of the color. It's beautiful. It was $5 on the website, and I got 30% off. So what? 3 and change. This is a perfect nail polish. I love it. It's just beautiful. For winter time, spring, absolutely beautiful. And I didn't get the set, I just got the individual one. You can get the individual one, but this is Flirting Game is the name of this color, and it's just beautiful. I love this. It's got a nice wide little brush end and very, very opaque color. Cute packaging, definitely. And of course, this is the Sephora mask. You can get this with a 100-point perk. So I had to complete the outfit with that. So let me just get my hair done, and I'll be right back with you with a final thought. So here's the final look. This is actually not bad at all. I'm really impressed with the Sephora brand as a whole. I think the most disappointing thing were some of the eyeshadows, and the quality of some of the eye pencils was a little bit subpar. I was a little disappointed when some of them broke on me. But that is not bad. I think the mascara was quite impressive. The lip pencils, my favorite lipsticks, of course, I love both of them, and that is the Lip Stories. I thought the glosses were really nice. And we didn't try this one. Oh, this is pretty. I think this one goes better with the sweater than the other combination. So, well, okay, so now we've tried all of our lipsticks on and our Lip Stories. I think their lip products are outstanding. I love the lip stains. There's a metallic red one that I used to get all the time. I didn't like the powder at all, and even though it's a baked powder from Italy, it was not very good. It was a little bit powdery and coarse. I didn't like the concealer at all. It does crack. It doesn't cover that well. It's a little too emollient, and it didn't work all that well. The worst thing in the line is this clean foundation. It's absolutely, don't even bother. I don't know if maybe it's made for acne-prone teenagers. I don't know. I liked this face primer a lot. I thought this worked really, really nicely. My pores are gone. The makeup went over it like a dream. The eye primer I wasn't as impressed with, although it does hold the eyeshadows on all day long. I don't know, there was something about it I didn't like, maybe because it didn't have a tint to it, and I have a little bit of veining in my eyes, so I didn't want to have that show. The best skin ever. It isn't the best foundation in Sephora, but for the price point, this is awfully nice. It's really, really good. It's slightly matter than I would like for a foundation. I have other foundations that I'm much happier with from Sephora, but just close up now. So what do you think? I'm pretty happy. So I hope all of you are having a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care, everybody. Toodles.